this brutal stretch, Wednesday, Saturday. Is it physical and mental exhaustion, or where do you think things are as you hit this point?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's been a lot of games back to back, a lot of midweek games, a lot of there's some knocks and stuff, but I mean, we have a good group. We have guys that are ready to step up. Obviously, a lot of guys have gotten a lot of minutes, but guys are ready to step up when they need to. Like last game, guys off the bench helped us a lot. So yeah, we know it's this is the last game before international break, and we're gonna have some guys leaving. So we're ready to go there and get 3 points.
How would you describe, I guess, the morale and vibe in the team? Obviously, it was uplifting to get the late equalizer the other day.
Yeah.
But it's wins have been tough to come by. What's the mood like, and has there been concern about where things stand?
I think we're trying to stay positive. I think looking back at last game, there's a lot of moments that we like to see that we're going to try to, make more of. I think, obviously, like you said, we haven't come by a lot of wins lately, but I think the more chances we're able to create, the more goals we're going to be able to score. And defensively, we've been solid. So if we can get some more goals in the back of the net, then we'll be fighting for 3 points.
So you guys going into Saturday's game playing Cincinnati, one of the top teams in the table.
Mm-hmm.
I asked Coach this question too, kind of when you guys go into games like these, what's the mentality, especially from the player standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
going against a top team that definitely want to knock them down a peg or two.
Yeah. I, as a player, from my point of view, it's more of keeping it consistent. I think preparation going into this game is going to be the same as any other game. That's just how I operate best. I don't like to get too high, too low. For me, that's just like either underestimating or overestimating an opponent. And I think you have to respect every opponent going into the game and just focus on ourselves. So that's kind of my preparation.
And 34 games in a season, you guys are playing game 17 this Saturday, midway point of the year.
Mm-hmm.
When you're at this point of the year, it gets a little harder. Dog days start, the heat goes up, temperatures start rising. How do you keep that composure to finish out the year strong?
Yeah, I think it's a good question. We're reaching the halfway point. Obviously, not as many points as we would have liked if we would have looked at the beginning of the season. But I think, like I said earlier, we're trying to stay positive and look at the good things we're doing. Try to focus on, each moment, being in the moment, being present, and just focusing on what we can control. Obviously, we can't look too far ahead, and obviously we don't want to look back. We're just going to focus on this game coming up tomorrow. So.
Now we'll take some from Zoom. Go to Dave Johnson.
Brandon, what's changed defensively? Because you've had a great run defensively. Just when those goals late in the first half hurt you in the last couple of games. Otherwise, you could be on a run of clean sheets.
Yeah. I think we're just getting more comfortable with each other and the game model. Obviously, we have some new pieces, so chemistry plays a part. Just growing as a group. And yeah, like you said, we're trying to. We've had a few goals late in halves, and trying to minimize that as well. But yeah, I think we've been improving. We've been strong. We've been collective, and I think that's what we need. Just staying focused for 90 minutes, and that's going to help us continue to be strong defensively. And obviously, if we can clean up a few more things, then clean sheet's always the goal.
What's it like working in a similar area here with Boris now, that partnership?
Yeah, it's been great. I know Boris is a dog in there in the midfield with me, so it helps. I know he's gonna do the dirty work, and when it's two of us in there, it's a lot of work for us. But I think we're those players that are down to get dirty and do that work. So it's great having him in the midfield. And yeah, like I said, the chemistry is growing, so it's been good.
And we say all the time on the broadcast, we know a goal's coming for you. Because you're not afraid to take your opportunities.
Yeah. I feel it. The guys have been telling me that too the last couple of weeks. They're like, "Yo, I feel it." So yeah, hopefully when I get that opportunity, I'll put it back in the back of the net.
All right, well, you heard it here first.
Next, we'll go to Donald Wine.
Thank you. Hey, Brendan, good to see you. Entering this last game before this major stretch of May has been over, does that give you players a little bit of a boost knowing that, hey, we get some rest, much needed rest ahead of time, so we're able to, does it make you give that boost to go forward and maybe press a little bit more in this game for goals?
Yeah, for sure. I think, like you said, it's been a grind. A lot of back-to-back short turnaround games, and we know that once we get through this game, we'll have a little bit more time to rest, recover, recharge the battery. So yeah, like you said, we're going for it. We won 3 points, and we know that rest is coming on the other side. So it's just about giving everything we got tomorrow.
And looking at Cincinnati, obviously a very, very good team. They've been at the top of the league for the last couple of years. Talk about their midfield and what you do to kind of limit their opportunities in the match tomorrow.
Yeah, we know they're a strong team. Good midfield. Obviously, they have some good playmakers. They have Evander is one to watch out for. I think it's similar to past games. I think like looking back at New England, Carlos Hill is another player that can create some special moments, and I thought we did a good job of limiting his influence on the game. So I think us just being aggressive in those moments, backline and midfield, trying to continue that and not let them get too comfortable in the game.
Great, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Then we'll end it with Dennis Gomez.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Brian, for your time. I just want to build off from what Dave was mentioning about getting scored the last 10, the first 10. Troy's mentioned that that's one of the key points you guys are working on. How do you and the rest of the team kind of keep each other accountable on that?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of communication. Like you said, trying to keep each other accountable and keep each other, locked in, concentrated, especially towards the ends of halves. Just the way we hold each other accountable is through communication and obviously body language. If you're able to, put a little bit more effort in a play, maybe you can hype up a teammate, motivate a teammate, influence the rest of the team. So it's just about one, staying concentrated, and two, I think physically we're in a good spot. I think we show that with the running that we do and the numbers that we put up. So I think it's more about just staying concentrated in those last minutes and the early minutes of games or halves.
And just following up, what are the hopes going into the game this weekend? How's the locker room feeling about possibly getting a good result out of a tough visit?
Like I said, I think it's just positive vibes. We know that that's the best way to get out of, maybe a rut, some people would say. I think keeping it positive and staying in the moment and just focusing on the tasks that we have right in front of us is the only thing that we can do right now, and I think that's the best way to go about it. So yeah, we're just keeping it positive and just looking and being optimistic about getting 3 points tomorrow.
Thank you. Good luck.
Appreciate it.